ladies and dudes, you gotta forgive me for this. I only got 2 out of 3 of the Robert Langdon films. One is Da Vinci Code, and the other is Angels and Demons. But the saddest part is I don't have Inferno. Nope, I really don't have that movie, sadly to say. If I did, I can get all 3 of the Robert Langdon films that featured Mr. Tom Hanks. And I guess you want to know is, what's up with these movies that will be a part of my next project or something like that? Well, ladies and dudes, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you all about my new top 5 list that nobody has never done before, or something that none of you had never done before. Is the top 5 best Robert Langdon moments that featured in all 3 films. Yep, that's my latest project of the day. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes, this is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boop in 1987. This is my review for a day. And today, I'm gonna go ahead and do my next top 5 list that nobody has never done before, or something that none of you had never done before for all these years. So yeah, I want to go ahead and do my top 5 favorite Robert Langdon moments of all time that featured in all 3 of the films. And yeah, this is going to be a toughie because I love the Robert Langdon series so darn much. But no matter what, this one is my all-time favorite. This one is the best of the best. I'm sure that this movie had so many great moments. Epic moments that nobody will never forget in film history. But I gotta let you know, I gotta pick a couple of moments that featured the main character of the story. Yep, that was played by Mr. Tom Hanks, aka Woody or Forrest Gump. And yeah, it's really hard for me to pick. I know there's a lot of great moments to be found. I'm sure you listened to River's Sweet Little Meow. Yeah, I heard it too. So, I guess everybody wants to know is which one of the moments that will make it to the list, even if it's 5. So without further ado, ladies and dudes, here are my top 5 favorite Robert Langdon moments of all time that featured in all 3 films. Yeah, from Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and sadly the only one I don't have is Inferno. Yeah, my collection is incomplete now, along with the John Wick saga. So, here we go. Oh yeah, and as for my honorable mentions, well, I got too many moments I love from Angels and Demons, like Robert's swimming lessons, Robert's fate, the creepy Stan moment where he looked at the skeletons, and also some of the parts here and there that featured in the climax of the film, and also he hanged out with a quiet fighter. And all the ladies that he barely knew for a short period of time, like Sophie and Victoria, and the one who knew the longest was Elizabeth. And also for Inferno is that really dark betrayal where that Sienna lady, she just left poor Robert behind in a very bad note. That's all I could say about my honorable mentions of all the Robert Langdon moments I found that did not make it to the list. And now, on with the list. Coming at number 5 is Finding Out the Code from the Da Vinci Code. Oh yeah, I guess you want to see that, the Da Vinci Code thingy-majig. Here it is. At least this picture will help me so you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a scene that's all about where Robert Langdon has to figure out this thingy-majig that he found from some unknown bank that came out of nowhere, along with Sophie on his side. And he has to find a way to get him and Sophie out of there from that old man who was a former teacher of Robert Langdon. Yeah. And I'm sure one of the best scenes ever that came from the scene in the movie is truly Hans Zimmer's score. The score is absolutely beautiful, epic, and unique, and very well detailed. And yeah, there was a detailed moment that did happen in the film that really did blew us away from start to finish. So yeah, I will say that Figure Out the Code deserves to be at number 5. Coming at number 4 is one of my favorite scenes in the whole entire movie, for angels and demons. And this is where Robert Langdon's fate is about to begin, where he's going to become another person that he had never been before. So coming at number 4 is Robert Langdon is no longer a professor, he is starting to become a priest. A priest that came out of nowhere. A priest that is very darn unknown to us. And this is how we got introduced to Robert Langdon as a priest. A guy who had no collar around his neck, and he still wears his Mickey Mouse watch and his brown shoes. This is where the professor becomes the priest, but also an angel who becomes a demon, but still remain in his human form. I really love this scene very much, and it's all about where none of the people had recognized him, not one single person. Not the Swiss Guard dudes, another priest that came out of nowhere that's in the meeting scene, and even Victoria. So yeah, it's surprisingly to say is none of the people had recognized him, not one single person. Well, except for that one priest dude who was played by Ewan McGregor. I think he's the only dude who recognized him right away. So yeah, everyone had treated him like a shadow. He's a guy who came out of nowhere and nobody had never seen him before. Maybe that's the reason why he became a demon in human form. I know, it's a very sad feeling indeed. And one of the best storytelling moments of all time in film history. And it's a good dark one at best. So yeah, Robert Langdon becoming a priest deserves to be at number 4. An interesting fun fact about that scene in the movie, for the second half of course, nobody ever called Robert Langdon a priest. Not one single character in the movie. So everybody just called him professor. Well, for some people here and there, if you know what I mean. So that's all I could say for the number 4 spot. Coming at number 3 has to go to the climax from Inferno. I know everybody doesn't like that movie. I know everybody thinks that's their least favorite film of all time. But for me, I enjoy this movie very much. It's a great twist and turn movie that I will never forget in film history. And since there's so many crazy plot twists to be found in this film. But I will say the climax is really my most favorite part in the whole entire movie. It's all about where our heroes has to find this weird looking bag thingy-majig, and they gotta take care of it right away before midnight comes. And before there's gonna be some chaos going on here and there. From some type of unknown building that came out of nowhere. It has a weird looking bridge and it has water in it. And yeah, there will be a moment where Robert has to talk to the Sienna lady one last time. And it's a very heartbreaking moment to see. And yeah, she's the one who puts those two bombs underwater, and it's a good thing it didn't work, since she tried really hard to press that button, but it didn't work anyway. She decided to go underwater and try to take care of it on her own. And this is where Robert Langdon went underwater and getting soaking wet. And that was the last and final time we're going to see Robert Langdon getting soaking wet in a film. And yeah, there will be a big-lipped alligator moment where he did fought a bad guy underwater, and that was so darn epic. I love that scene very much. And he did rescue his beloved Elizabeth just in the nick of time. He saved her before she gets drowned to death. That was such a great epic scene. Something I will never forget in film history. So I gotta put it at the number 3 spot. And coming at number 2 goes to the end from the Da Vinci Code. Well, it's a sad shame our heroes didn't find this coffin thing that featured the angel in it. So our heroes decided to go their separate ways and get back to their normal lives. And yeah, there will be a part at the end of the movie where there's not much dialogue to be found from Mr. Tom Hanks, but at least he's going to do the narration for the end of the film, where there's going to be a part where he did explain where Robert Langdon is heading on to some area in Paris, France, and head on to this big giant glass that's in the ground, and he's gonna become a knight and start respecting something that's underground. And yeah, Hans Zimmer's score fits so perfectly for the end of the film. So yeah, I really enjoy that moment very darn much, and it has to fit at the number 2 spot. And coming at my number 1 most favorite Robert Langdon moment of all time, and this scene is one of the best scenes in the whole entire movie, from Angels and Demons. Something that will blow me away the most, and I'm very darn happy they decided to change that part that was in the book. So anyway, for number 1 is the part where Robert Langdon had taken a risk going to the fountain and rescue the last Carnate dude before he drowns to death from Angels and Demons. I frickin' love this scene so darn much, and it's one of the best epic scenes ever in film history, and truly my favorite Tom Hanks moment of all time. I mean, this scene really did blow me away, and I watched this scene so many times. It's one of the best hero moments of all time, one of the best redeeming moments of all time, and above all, one of the greatest big-lipped alligator moments of all time. And this is where Robert Langdon proved once and for all that he is truly an unknown priest that came out of nowhere. An unknown priest who could learn how to swim. Yeah, did anybody notice that? I'm not sure if I can remember a movie, TV show, anime, whatever, if we could find a priest somewhere who could swim underwater. And Robert Langdon became the very first priestly dude who can do it. No wonder his demon form had completely worked on him, going to the underworld on his own and becoming this unknown dude that came out of nowhere for a short period of time. At least he's a good demon in human form. That's for sure. I wish there's something else I want to say about this great sequence ever in film history. So that's the reason why I decided to put that moment as my #1 favorite Robert Langdon moment of all time in film history from all 3 of the Robert Langdon films. That's for sure. So there you go, ladies and dudes. That's my top 5 favorite Robert Langdon moments of all time that featured in all 3 films. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your favorite Robert Langdon moment of all time that was featured in all 3 of the movies? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there and let me know. And join me next time. I will do my next movie review, A Ballerina. And I feel bad for not seeing it in theaters this year. That's for sure. So, be prepared for my next one to come. And I'll see you all later. And sayonara.